it was a lot. It was a lot. But
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Arnold,
Here.
Councilman Buchanan,
Here.
Councilman Kaler,
Here.
Councilwoman Moyer,
Here.
Mayor McLaughlin,
Here.
all present and accounted for this evening's meeting.
Okay, do we have anything under presentations?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we hand out these presentations, for some of you that come around faithfully every month, you must be wondering why such a large crowd in the audience. This is for good reason. They've done a magnificent job a couple of weeks ago, and the mayor and council and I thought it would be nice to recognize what they did for us here in Shamokin. To some, it may not be a big deal. To me and to everyone sitting up here at this part of the building, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We often read and hear in the news negative things, but this is good. I personally thank you for what you did. And at this time, if you guys will come up and come around the horseshoe here, the mayor and I will present to some of you, okay, a recognition.
Just be careful when you walk up here because there are some wires kind of in the way.
Hey, Joe, you want to take a picture with me? Joe?
I'm telling my friend that the whole cool. Then I'll send it to you. And
Or just
I'll send it to you. Okay.
wrap it down.
Hello.
Hi, Steve.
Here, Mr. Director.
How are you?
Safety first.
That'll be the character.
I can get everybody in there. There you go.
Joe, do you want me to take for you? I'll stand up on the chair. All right.
What do you think we should start with?
Yep. I don't want to fall in one more.
It's gonna be the last.
3%.
It's gonna be the last one.
Well,
Michelle. Keep the whole thing, right?
I don't want to say
Okay, this is a certificate of appreciation awarded to the Rescue Volunteer Fire Company by the Shamokin Mayor and Council in recognition and appreciation of their hard work and dedication in helping clean up the Shamokin Creek. Thank you very much.
Mayor, can I just say, our future looks bright with this right here.
Thanks, guys.
You guys do a terrific job, thank you.
Right and clean. Okay. Certificate of Appreciation awarded to Johnny Zimmerman by Shamokin Mayor and Council in recognition and appreciation of his hard work and dedication in helping clean up the Shamokin Creek.
He's not here, but Austin can give it to him.
Thank you, sir.
And the actual one.
This last one. Certificate of Appreciation awarded to Jaden White by Shamokin Mayor and Council in recognition and appreciation of his hard work and dedication in helping clean up the Shamokin Creek.
Maria.
Last but not least, certificate of appreciation awarded to Maria Bresci by Shamokin Mayor and Council in recognition and appreciation of her hard work and dedication in helping clean up the Shamokin Creek.
You don't have to stay
And you guys
sit
can
here
use as much as you
and
want.
listen to me. You're welcome to it.
Oh, God. Where are you able to put it?
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Okay,
Be interesting.
all presentations are done, so any bids? Any correspondence? Citizens' comments contingent upon business listed on today's agenda. Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes of the city council meeting of September 8th, 2025?
I'll second.
So we have a motion by Councilwoman Moyer, second by Councilman Dugan. Roll call.
Councilwoman Arnold,
Yes.
Councilman Jacobs,
Yes.
Councilman Kaler,
Yes.
Councilwoman Moyer,
Yes.
Mayor McLaughlin.
Yes.
The motion carries unanimous.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the bills from September 2025 as listed on the bill list? Any questions on that?
I have questions.
Sure.
Okay, I am looking at, number 8087 on September's, or, yeah, 9/17/25 for $42. It's a garbage removal from property. Is that something that we get back? Like, we got charged it, is this person?
It will, there was a situation that needed immediate attention. However, it will.
You will back.
Code enforcement
Okay,
through the citation process. If the judge gives us the case, there's an attachment for what we needed to clean up.
thank you.
We only do that in situations where it is truly a health issue.
Okay, and then I had another question, sorry, I have three questions, but this one is online, and then it's 8075, 8076. And it's for Pitney Bowes. What's the difference between a postage machine and leasing?
We lease the postage machine, but then we also pay for postage.
Okay, so leasing the machine and then postage.
Sounds like renting the car.
Wow.
It's a lot better than having the stamps rolling all over the place.
Okay, and then the ones for the pool were not 2929 and 2936. And they were both September 8th and September 10th for Ehrlich, but it's the same amount, maybe it's the same amount. Maybe see if it's a double payment.
I can look at it.
It's not a double payment. We just received, 2 different bills.
Two different bills,
Mm-hmm,
2 days apart.
mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're just making something into this.
That seems excessive though. All right,
Can we get Councilman Dugan's copy of the bills and then he can check?
yeah, for the bill part,
Yep.
for the pool part, I'd like to know. Thanks.
Yeah, sure.
I have a question.
Yes.
Actually, one of them might answer for me about the garbage removal. The first insurance funding, those 2 city commercial package, there's 2 of them there in a row. What exactly is that?
That's the city's commercial package general insurance. The city's insurance. There's 2 payments close together just because one we received and paid a little bit late. So that was for the previous cycle. And then we paid the next cycle.
Okay.
But I think she's asking what that insurance is for,
Yes,
okay?
All liability,
Uh,
all our liability.
liability.
All of our liability, I'm sorry, Bob.
That's okay, Kathy, you're doing fine.
It's our, it's every, yep, we should get, I'll broker with Mr. Rossini, but, been taking care of it so far, and it's, anything that affects to the city that might, have a legal implication to it, we have to have that liability.
Terms and conditions, things like that.
And then the other question about the cleaning services, I see for the police department and then for city hall. Are those amounts per month?
If we have the statement to pay, for example, let me just make this clear. Say the September one, doesn't get here while she's doing the bills, okay? There, and we do it the following week, that may fall into the next month.
So you're asking if each one is for a month or?
Yeah, sorry.
It's
these-
monthly.
Monthly?
This is a monthly price. That's all I have.
No other questions? I'll accept the motion.
I'll second.
Did we have a motion?
I'll motion.
Okay, I thought you said you were the
Is
such.
Karen making the motion?
Barry made the motion.
Who seconded it, Mayor?
Angie.
Okay. Mrs. Arnold,
Yes.
Mr. Duganez?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Moyer?
Yes.
Mayor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The motion carries unanimous.
Directors' reports. Accounts and finance.
Once again, I apologize. Our treasurer's been out with serious health complications. I do not have the report for this month. We all know they'll be forthcoming, so I apologize to council, mayor, excuse me, and our citizens. There are 2 areas that I would like to highlight, just indulge me for a few minutes. First of all, I'd like to make a couple of comments about our Music at the Park series, which has just concluded. And I particularly want to commend Dave Spots. Our community owes Dave a debt of gratitude. He contacts all of the bands, he arranges all of the dates, he attended and emceed every concert. And this is for like 12 years, just because he loves music so much in our community. He helped to provide venues for food and t-shirts. He was totally dedicated in giving back to his community and always maintained his enthusiasm for the concerts. Thank you to every band and group that performed, the citizens who came out to support, and the volunteers who were so essential to our success. So if we could just give Dave a The other thing I would like to do is highlight Shamokin's own food pantry, and that is Man for the Many. Many meetings, Councilman Duganez has highlighted various food giveaways, and I commend him for that. It's unfortunately a very important part of most any community. Manor for the Many has been around a long time, and I just like to highlight where they are, what they do, how you can access Manor for Many. And just let me give you a couple of pointers about it. Manor for the Many has been open since October of 2000 and serves Shamokin, Mount Carmel, Line Mountain, Southern Columbia, and now all of Northumberland County. It had been located on Independence Street, where Oliver's is, actually. When that building was sold, it relocated to St. John's United Church of Christ at 117 North 8th Street. And this is the way it works. We receive mandatory donations from individuals, from individuals, and take donations of food as well, and churches. We purchase food items from the Central PA Food Bank with monetary donations, and recently, unfortunately, the government has reduced support for food banks, which trickles down to Manor. But our community has been very, very generous, and so we continue, filling needs of people in our community and many others. And also, for people who are just too far away, that live in our communities, our director will help them to find and locate a food pantry closer to them, so that's a biggie. Manna is open the first and third week of every month on Tuesdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and on Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. At the end of June, we have served over 5,700 items of food. We purchased about 6,500 items and received donations of 2,000 items. There is a form to fill out for us, but if you come for the first time and you're not familiar with that and you haven't, picked up a form prior to that, you can go through and select your food items and then take a form and fill it out and then come back. You'll be expected to turn it in. So it's a wonderful program started by my dear friend Rethel Van Evender, and now it continues on with a lot of dedicated volunteers. So I really wanted to make sure our citizens were aware we've been around a long time and it provides a valuable service. So thank you for indulging me.
Barbara, can I ask you a question?
If I can answer it, I will.
Is there any way we can get like a contact information and leave it at City Hall for somebody that?
I asked that question, and the person that I asked you, I was there this morning because I'm just a shelf stuffer.
Yeah.
I'm just one of those people. So I don't really see clients, but I did ask the person who's in charge if there is a contact and a way for people in advance. She wasn't sure, but she's going to get back to me, so.
Okay. I'd like to know also, maybe we can have something at City
It's a
Hall.
really great organization.
Yes.
And they've been around a long time. Well, thank you, everybody.
Sure.
Thank you. That is Barbara.
That is it, thank you.
Streets and public improvements.
I'm thinking
And
this.
it's-
Parks. I always missed my vote. Parks and public buildings.
Okay, we're getting there.
Just thought you didn't want to hear from me then.
I would circle back around.
Well, I wanted to commend the Rescue Fire Company and junior firefighters for the cleanup, but we already did that. Thank you very much for them. That many hands make light work, and you saw it right there. So that was a beautiful thing. October 5th, Music in the Park Fall Festival. They finished up on October 5th. I spoke to Dave and he said it was good. I mean, the music was wonderful. Of course, a little light on attendance on that day, but there was so much going on that day. So, but he said it was a great time. And I also want to thank Kevin Richardson for all his help in making that available. Anytime we had a problem or anything going on, Kevin was there. The street department mowed the lawn. We got everything cleaned up every time. So I appreciate that. Okay, what's going on in the city of Shamokin? Well, October 15th, we have SYBL signups again at the American Legion, 6 to 8 p.m. And that's for youth 1st to 8th grade. Needless to say, it doesn't say boys, it doesn't say girls, it's youth. 1st grade to 8th grade. So, and our signups are this Wednesday, 6 to 8. October 18th, I asked Michelle, to put this on the city page and Mr. Bainbridge to put it on the Go Shamokin page, so it's already on there. October 18th is Used Clothing and More Drive. Okay, and that is from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the municipal parking lot. For more information, please visit the city's webpage or Go Shamokin page, and they'll give you a rundown of what you can bring. And that is part of Far Better Together in the community gardens. Susan Moore and Joanne McLaughlin have group there. They do a wonderful job. And all that money, they do this for, that's their funding. They, that is how they make their money, is taking these food, clothing drives. So anybody, now's the time to clean out your closet, get away your spring clothes, put out your fall clothes. Well, you don't know what to do with them, head on down. Tuesday, October 21st, that's next Tuesday already. Halloween parade. And that'll be downtown, starts at 6 p.m., starting at the Claude Keeler Park, 6 p.m., and they're coming up to the municipal parking lot, where again this year we're gonna hold the high school, Shamokin Area High School football pep rally. Mr. Slavy is not invited to this.
I think he is going to win.
Unless he wears purple.
So,
So that starts at 6 p.m. and then the parade is right afterwards.
I'll have to check the wardrobe for next Wednesday.
Hey, Councilman Adonis, do
Yes.
you mind if I interject something?
Yes.
Sarah Shepherd asked me to announce.
For the candy.
Well, yes, that we don't throw candy from moving vehicles.
Right.
We try to make sure we keep our children from running out in front of the floats and the fire vehicles. And also that there is no political advertising in the parade.
That's correct.
They were the three things that she just asked me to make sure we get out to the public.
And this has been something that we've been doing for a couple of years now, so.
I will have the candy tomorrow.
Okay, let's see, Shauna Baum, how do I pronounce her last name? Baumhart.
Barnhart.
Barnhart, okay. Shauna Barnhart, we will be meeting October 20th with Shauna, and I believe this is for the Pearl Street. We're gonna look over at the site that we talked at the workshop meeting, that they're gonna look at it, and they didn't need council's permission, but just to make us aware, they're gonna look at that area to see how they can beautify that area, and that's what the Bucknell, they have a senior that's an engineering student that's gonna do a program and then present it to us.
Good time for that.
I do not have it on my notes. I can find out, now I will get it back to city council and let you know. I do want to make sure that Bruce is aware, so that he'll be there, Mr. Rogers, so that they're aware of what's going on.
Councilman Duganis, do you want me to reach out to Deborah?
Sure, if you can.
I'll put that on my list, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Of course.
And I know that she asked for Kevin Richardson also of the street department to be available for some information. And we thank you, Mr. McLaughlin, for getting a hold of former mayor and letting him know. Mr. Milbrand was very knowledgeable, so, and I believe that they're gonna be talking too, so. Then, I have good news, and that is, although there is, a pause in state funding and now federal funding, but I gotta commend Sandy Weinhofer from CSO. We will be having the food distribution for the next 3 months. We secured enough money and we worked out a deal. They gave me a little bit of budget and I got it stretched out. We're gonna do a food distribution October 24th at Claude Keeler. So that's back up and running. And that's from 12 to 2. Councilwoman Arnold, can I send you something to take over to the Housing Authority, a flyer, to let them know?
Absolutely.
And then the next dates will be November 21st and then December 19th. Normally, it's the last Friday of the month, but because of the holidays, we bumped it up a week. So we're gonna have a free food distribution those days at Claude Keeler Park. And that's all I have now.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, streets and public improvements.
Just two things. Street sweeper is still running until Thanksgiving. And hopefully by next week, the leaf vacuum should start running. It's still in the shop getting its final repairs done. So it passes inspection, so that should be up and running for next week. And on a final note, I just want to take this opportunity to thank Michelle, Mr. Slavy, Chief Psycho, and Kevin to help organize the parking lot situation. It's been a little bit of a nightmare, but we are still working on that. It's a work in progress, but it's coming along. So we just have a little bit of snags here and there, but it's coming along, but I appreciate everybody's help, especially Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is that it, Ann?
That's it.
Okay, public safety.
Okay, for fires, for the month of October, I think. Yeah, okay, so
September.
you're right.
That's all right.
I'm doing a
We're
month.
very busy with the golf cart.
Yeah, the golf cart, right? Okay, fires, we have 8. Rescue emergency medical service, we have 9. Hazardous condition, 3. Service call, 8. Good intent call, 3. False alarm call, 7, for a total of 38. That's all for the fires. And then for the code enforcement revenue collected is $7,239.37. For code enforcement activity, complaints addressed, 206. Warnings, 27. Notice of violation letters sent, 61. Rental inspections completed, is 14. Posted unfit buildings is 6. Tickets issued, 3. Citations issued, 82. Fire calls, 4. That's all I have.
Okay, controller.
Mayor, I have nothing for council this evening. I would like to take this one moment to thank Val and Michelle and Bob for helping out with controlling of the bills and everything that's taking place in the absence of the treasurer. So it's been very helpful and you guys are doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Able to say treasurer's absent. Chief.
Thank you. As promised, I have last month's stats for you. And again, I apologize. For August, 3 juvenile petitions, 26 criminal arrests, 5 non-traffic citations, 52 traffic citations, 1 warning, 439 parking tickets, 303 sweeper tickets, code tickets issued by police department, 33. We had 1,466 calls and patrolled 3,249 miles. For September, we had 4 juvenile arrests, 20 criminal arrests, 14 non-traffic citations, 117 traffic citations, 3 warnings, 428 parking tickets, 481 sweeper tickets. Total calls was 1,112 with 3,605.4 miles logged. I have copies for everybody. I'll hand it off after the meeting and take you to the classes. At the end, I just need a quick executive in reference to personnel and contracts. If I could. No. I don't want to interrupt this. At the end of the meeting, I just need a real quick meeting in reference to personnel and also contract in reference to the police department.
Chief, I did want to say that one of my neighbors on South Shamokin Street reached out to me and he wanted to commend your officers, your ticket people in the morning for your street sweeper. Came out and he was very thoughtful to my elderly neighbors because they came up to me and they were just like, Councilman, please let the chief know they're doing a good job and you have good people there. So just put that in.
Well, nice work, Colby. Believe it or not, we're issuing a high amount of tickets on the violators because I really think it's working well. However,
They are respectful.
Colby is fitting in with the rest of the department, and you still have to have that respect and understand the needs of the people in the area. So Colby's been doing a super good job that he's been here now for how many months?
2.
2 months. He's doing a good job. So, but thank you, and I appreciate that.
It's a noticeable difference, chief,
Yes,
when I drive down Sunbury Street and one side is completely bare. That hasn't been the case in the last 10 years.
and the thing about it is, I think what's happening now is, and we give out the routes and stuff like that. The beginning of the sweep was a little sketchy because we changed it to do the every other week. And you have to remember, people have done this their whole lives, knew it by heart. So we had to take that into consideration. But right now, I think a lot of people are finally, between the publication and Facebook and the stuff we're handing out and seeing that route, I think it's taken a big step in the right direction. And the streets look better because we don't have to swerve around cars. So,
And I think it most certainly is easier for people once they get the hang of the new stuff.
and that's what it is.
I do.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And Chief, if you want to ask that question?
Yeah,
or you wanna
real
do that
quick,
in
I
executive session?
whispered in the mayor's ear, we have a meeting coming up this Thursday, with the PASPCA representative. Mr. Greco, is that something that has to be announced since we'll all be meeting with them? And I believe all it is gonna be a fact-finding meeting.
It needs to be published if we have a majority of council.
Okay.
But if it's only a committee, then it does not have to be advertised.
I believe it's in committee, or is a committee?
Statement of 2 counts.
We don't know. That's what myself and Mr. Mayor were talking about. Is this something that for the committee, have them come, or is it something that's gonna be worth everyone to hear what these people have to say? And I think it's gonna take away some of the problems with how animals are removed and how we can go about enforcing doing enforcement of the codes of the city when it comes to this.
Sounds like it's informational.
Still has to be published if more than a committee.
And it just hit me sitting here, and that's why I wanted to bring it up quick, because it's on Thursday.
All right, so we're never able to get that advertised soon enough.
Can you get that in?
The earliest it would be in is.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. We should do it tomorrow.
It'll be in on Wednesday. It's a 1-day notice.
Wednesday or Thursday.
It's all, we're not doing,
You're not making a vote. We're not taking a vote.
Right,
We're
not-
just coming there for an informational
Right.
meeting.
so I think that's the most prudent way to do it.
There's no action. This person's just gonna help us that we have a solid one, and that's all this
That
person's
something
doing.
will not fall back on us.
That, and also they know the ins and outs of the proper wording that we need to use if we have to make an arrest, or if we have to send it up to the PASPCA. Because they're the ones ultimately, if they would serve a search warrant on a house for animals, that would be making the arrest. So it sort of uniforms us with the process.
Yes.
Is council required to make themselves available, or is this whoever comes, comes?
I think a couple of us would want to be there, so.
I don't think it's nothing we have to force them to come. But we'll have this lady from Philadelphia at our disposal. And that way, if anybody has any questions about our ordinance and or animal situations, that's the big cheese.
You touch base with us early tomorrow morning so I can get the proper wording.
Yep.
And we'll call the news item and get it in the paper for Wednesday.
Thank you.
It was 6.
Say again,
This
this Thursday,
This Thursday, what time?
somebody looking,
Just classes on.
I had 5:30.
5:30,
5:30.
Thursday.
5:30 Thursday downstairs.
In the mayor's office.
Yeah, no problem.
Anything else, Chief?
No, sir.
And therefore, then we do not need to leave it at the conclusion of this.
No, I still have
Yeah, that-
contract and a personnel issue within the department.
Okay,
Nothing major, but.
okay, so Mayor,
We're at CEDACON. You thought I was gonna forget.
No, I was prepared, I was jumped right in. Hello, Mayor, hello, Council, I've got lots of goodies to share tonight. There's 2 items that you'll be voting on tonight. First is a request, a motion to adopt Resolution 2509. The purpose of that is we finished the master plan work for the volunteer bridge, or volunteer park bridge. And we are currently waiting for quite a bit of grant money, so keep those fingers crossed. But I had to close out the grant that helped fund the plan. So this is just a resolution stating that we spent the funds and we did it according to the rules. So you'll be voting on that, please. And the other new business that you'll be voting on tonight is we were provided the opportunity to apply for $1.5 million with no match for phase 3 of the Independent Streetscape project, which would be from Market to 8th Street. So you'll be voting on that as well to give me permission. So very exciting news. The next thing I want to bring up tonight is on Wednesday, October 22nd at 6 o'clock upstairs here at Shamokin City Hall will be the public hearing for the comprehensive plan for the city of Shamokin. All public is invited to attend. Once again, that'll be 6 o'clock, October 22nd. Michelle Brummer, who is your consultant for that work, will be here to provide any information if anybody has any questions. So she will be here, and I believe you're calling a special council meeting for that, correct?
Yes.
So thank you, Mr. Slavy and Val, for advertising that. Very much appreciate it. So once again, that's October 22nd at 6. It is a Wednesday. Thank you. The other exciting thing is phase 1 for the Independent Streetscape. It has gone out for bid for advertisement for the implementation. That occurred on October 3rd. It's on PennDOT's ECMS system, so contractors in that world know to go on there. And that it has a due date for proposals by November 6th of 2025. If you know of consultants or construction firms that might be interested in this work, have them contact me if they don't know how to get onto ECMS. So that is for phase 1. And when we got the appropriations of $2.675 million from Congressman Muser, we used a big chunk of that to plan out from Market Street all the way to Shamokin Street and break it into phases. The reason is something like this transportation alternative set aside that I'm applying for $1.5 million. There's no funding for planning at all. This has to be shovel ready, which means the plans are already pretty much set. So this sets us up nicely to get future funding. So in the event that we get funding for phase 2, which I've already applied for, was from CFA Multimodal for $1.5 million, all that we'll have left is one more phase to fund. So we're home stretch, hopefully. Keep the fingers and toes crossed. Next up is we did have the groundbreaking celebration for the $500,000 appropriation from Senator Casey and Senator Fetterman's office. We had that September 26th at 11 a.m. HPCI is the contractor who's going to be working on the facade crack and also installing wired smoke alarms throughout the entire building. So I believe they were going to get moving pretty quickly on that project. So you should see things happening. I also have another $3.3 million of grants that I have applied for the rest of the property. So there's a lot of work that needs, including the elevator, which I know everybody's, what about the elevator? That's included in there too. We're just hopeful that we get some funding for that. We're also working with the DEP More Loan Program to help the cities American Legion get a new boiler. Val, have you heard anything? I keep nudging them and they just, okay, I'll keep nudging. I nudge every 2 days, so I'll keep nagging. Once again, you'll be hopefully approving the resolution for the bridge. I'm also, CDCOG is assisting your downtown manager, Justin Bainbridge, who's on vacation today, with a grant application for T-Mobile for an ADA playground for the city of Shamokin. And we're also assisting Justin Bainbridge with getting the city of Shamokin Main Street designated. We were under the impression that had to be in by October. It doesn't have to be until January, so which is good because there's a lot of work that we're helping them with. The last, which Mr. Sylvester, get those ears perked, very exciting news for the city of Shamokin. After much anticipation and much work, and huge thanks to Jeff Hager. What happened is back in, I believe it would have been 2019, maybe, 2019, Jeff Hager came to the then mayor, John Brown, and said, we've got a problem. The city of Shamokin is getting remapped. And FEMA, and they weren't picking on Shamokin, but FEMA remapped the entire Susquehanna River Valley. And technically, the city of Shamokin missed the appeal period. But as I like to explain, the city of Shamokin could not have appeal on their own because you would need to have an engineer who has that kind of background. So what happened is we worked with CEDACOG, first of all, thank you, Jeff, to even let us know there was a situation. The city council was, Councilwoman Moyer was still there, was there. Is there anybody else? I think you were our lone council member then. Lone wolf, so thank you. And to the then mayor who allowed us to work on your behalf to get a grant from Act 47, from your DCD Act 47 for $130,000 to get Greenman Peterson Inc., GPI, who were an engineering firm, to do an H&H study, and hydraulic and hydrology study, rolls right off the tongue now. And what that study is a study of the movement of water. So what happens is when FEMA remaps an area, they do not have the capacity to be on the ground and measure from creek beds to the bottom of bridges and everything that you really need to do to have a really good idea of what will happen in the event of a big flood. And also the city of Shamokin, like many communities, do not have stream gauges anymore. There's no gauges. So GPI came in, I believe it was about a year effort, and they came up with their map, which was considerably smaller than what FEMA's new map was about quadruple of what your current flood map is. GPI's map is slightly bigger, but it certainly wasn't quadruple. We used that flood map, that new GPI one, sent it to FEMA. CEDACOG worked on your behalf, and FEMA, because it was such a discrepancy, they decided to reopen the appeal period. They allowed that as an appeal, and just this week we heard FEMA agreed with GPI it's almost identical, which is, first of all, big news for the city of Shamokin. It is not a common thing for FEMA to say, oops, we're wrong. So this is a huge, huge, huge event. It also positively impacted the entire county. So kudos to Shamokin to really help your neighbors as well. It didn't positively impact Cole Township, but I know there was other places down creek that it did positively impact.
So in other words, you guys just saved us a lot of insurance money.
A lot
Oh, yes.
of insurance money.
Thank you.
So with that, I wanted to personally introduce you all to Allie Mara Cassidy here, Allie. So she has been hired back in December. She is our flood resiliency mitigation person. So I've been working a lot with her. She's one of my colleagues. And so she has been the point person talking with FEMA. What we did, thankfully, the mayor contacted me right after the last workshop meeting, and because he got the correspondence from FEMA. And then so Allie worked with our county's GIS department, and then also she reached out to GPI and said, can you just review these maps, just so we're sure? Because when we looked at it, we're like, oh, that looks like it's almost identical. And so GPI confirmed. So there's no reason that you need to reappeal because they agreed with you. So there still will be a difference between your current map and the new map. We are not the flood FEMA people for your area. However, what we're going to do is we'll be reaching out to Val and also Justin for the Go Shamokin page. We're going to provide the information, also giving it to the news item. There's a link that citizens can go to. We'll also provide the map so you can take a look at it. So there's a benefit because there will be people that still need to get new flood insurance that were not already covered. Now, what will happen to these, let's say you are now right now it's called a preliminary firm, a flood insurance rate map. It'll be a preliminary firm, I think, for 6 months, correct, Al? So it'll be preliminary for 6 months. In the event that you are going to be needing flood insurance and you right now get your flood insurance, you get a good benefit. It's less expensive. Unfortunately, FEMA and PEMA, they are not traveling anywhere. So they're not going to come here and share this with the residents. We have asked, Ally has asked. Ally, is there anything you want to share about that?
I was told that currently because of the state budget, FEMA is not traveling and PEMA is not traveling and FEMA is absolutely not coming. When they were discussing originally coming to talk about this, they were going to do a virtual meeting. FEMA was, and then PEMA was going to be here, but PEMA is not allowed to travel right now just with the budgets and everything. So something may change, but as of right now, I was told, I believe last Thursday, that they will not be present in the city. So we will get the information. So if people have questions, they can reach out to the state or, whomever can help them with the new flood insurance maps.
Thank you. Yeah, so don't reach out to CEDACOG and say, I'm on 13th West 9th Street, I don't know. So we're going to put the map out, we're gonna give you the links, we're gonna give you the information, and, as much as we can to help the residents. But our goal was really to help with the study, which was successful, and Ally provided the education here for the city. But with that, do any of you on council have any questions for either myself or Ally?
I do.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything in that box full of goodies that I got from FEMA that you need, or is that stuff just for our city?
That I need? No.
When I say you, as in CEDACOG and your flood people.
We are the flood people. So what we use is that we look through it, which was super helpful, and then we send it over to GPI for them to look it over as well. So as I said, it was what we used to appeal. FEMA accepted pretty much all of it, which is really practically unheard of. So kudos to all. Kudos to GPI as well, who did a bang-up job putting that together, so. And thanks to DCED, who provided the funding, because it's $130,000. That's, not small pennies.
We would not have
but-
been able to do that.
Yeah, we would not have been able to appeal otherwise, so. But thank you very much. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out, but I do appreciate all the effort, so thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I
Thank you for the.
have. Keep those fingers and toes crossed.
Events.
The event as listed has to do with Oliver's request, and this request has been altered to reflect what it says right now. And that is a few spaces directly in front of Oliver's establishment on Independence Street. So, Mr. Decker, should they vote on that separately or mix them with
Just
the?
vote on that after, we can vote on that right now.
Okay, so Mayor, you need a motion.
So we have a motion to approve the request of for Oliver's Halloween party. So we have a motion by Angie. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
And anything on the question?
Yes, now this means that they're not shutting down Independence, they're just using their sidewalk when they've been.
Correct.
Absolutely
Correct.
Yes, and that is correct, and this is the way it's been always poured in. The areas that are mentioned right outside the establishment and down a couple of meters. This is nothing different, I can make that clear. Okay, so we have a motion and a second.
Roll call.
Ms. Arnold,
Yes.
Mr. Dugannon.
Yes.
Councilman Kaler,
Yes.
Ms. Moyer,
Yes.
Mayor McLaughlin.
Yes.
The motion passes unanimous, granting them permission as they have requested. And the next item is under new business. As you can see, there are 7 matters listed. And, ladies, just stop me if I get too far. Mr. Greco, we talked to you a little bit ago, in regards to number 6, that we
Table number 6.
tabled number 6. Okay, so I'm going to request council, and there you can request from council, authorization to grant, permission for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. We can do this quickly.
Okay, so I'll accept the motion to accept or pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7.
I'll make a motion.
Who did, Mike?
Mike,
I'll second it.
Barry,
Okay.
and roll call.
Councilwoman Arnold?
Yes.
Councilman Duganians?
Yes.
Councilman Taylor?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moyer?
Yes.
Mayor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The motion carries unanimous. Okay, Mayor.
Do we have anything under unfinished business?
If I can just mention to council at this time, please check with me. We have been sort of talk about it, not talk about it. We have on our boards, such as the RDA board and, what's the other word? RDA.
Zoning.
Zoning, yes, thank you, Mayor. We really should get some replacements there so that we can operate with a full board. So, I'll send you a note, but going from here tonight, please try to come up with, and I'll have one of the girls send this email over tomorrow morning as to how many. I think one of these committees has 2 positions open. One for sure.
I think there's
It's
2,
3 total.
I believe there's 2 on zoning.
Yep.
And 1 on the RDA.
Yes.
I'm fairly sure.
Okay, so let's see if we can come up with some names to toss around at the workshop in November.
There's a challenge for council.
You got letters of interest, correct?
I don't know if we have them.
I don't think so,
From
Mr. Again,
members,
We can.
Oh, I'm sorry, those that are there, I think out of the 3 of them, 2 may be still there, and 1 isn't.
Correct.
Yeah, I think
Correct.
1 passed away.
And we can ask the 2 if they are still interested.
Yes, I did do that, Mayor, months ago.
Okay, and we have letters stating that they are,
Not from them, it was just a verbal thing.
okay,
And that's normal procedure on council when there is a vacancy, that you allow the individual whose term is up to stay on, and what we currently have are those kind of people. However, one of those positions, as the mayor said, and one of those people on that board passed away months ago. I can't even tell you when that happened.
right, but just to clarify that, we do not need to let someone that's there stay.
yes.
That's council's decision. So 100%, if there's someone that you think
But they
or
would
is
have to write a
interested,
letter, correct?
they would need to give a letter of interest
They
to
should.
that. And we could probably even put a post on Facebook,
Yes, we,
on the city Facebook page, that we would accept letters. Okay,
I have a question.
Yes.
Under unfinished business, about the police department, do we have any updates on the renovations on that, or?
so I spoke to Mr. Catino, messaged him maybe a month ago, and he is not aware of any movement on, I think it was an LSA grant, which I would think at this point of the year, that's not a good sign.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
The LSA round if they applied last year, they have not been awarded yet. That's still held up because there's no past state budget. We've been waiting for several LSA.
So that's on
So
hold.
that's good for us, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't mean, if they haven't heard anything, nobody has.
And on that same note, Kevin from the street department was over to the police department today to look at the holding rooms that had a couple holes kicked in the wall. And the street department is going to fix, that is our responsibility. The street department guys are going to fix the holes in the wall to get the chief back up and operating properly.
Yeah, the latest hole was kicked in, it's completely into our kitchen now.
So the street department guys, who are truly jack of all trades, are going to take care of that for us.
That's right.
Okay, anything else under unfinished business? Anything else under boards and committees, other than the openings? Solicitors report.
Thank you, Mayor. The first item is a resolution number 2025-10. And this resolution, before I start to read it, deals with the paid parking spaces within the city, the metered parking. So whereas the city of Shamokin has enacted an ordinance that addresses the regulation of parking within the city limits, and whereas it is in the best interest of the citizens to set specific rates from time to time, whereas the proposed rate shall be effective January 21st, 2026, and remain in effect until such time as they are changed by subsequent resolution. Now therefore be it resolved that the following rate shall be effective January 1st, 2026, and remain in effect until such time as they are changed by subsequent resolution. These rates are $200 per year for both residents and non-residents. Be it further resolved that all prior resolutions or parts thereof inconsistent with this resolution are hereby rescinded and superseded and adopted this blank day of October 2025 and as approved herein. So we would need a motion to approve of that.
We have a motion by Mr. Taylor.
I'll
Do
second.
we have a second? Second by Councilwoman Arnold. Anything on the question?
Councilwoman Arnold,
Yes.
Councilman McGinnis,
Yes.
Councilman Kaler,
Yes.
Councilwoman Boyer,
Yes.
Mayor McLaughlin.
Yes.
The motion carries unanimously.
Item number 2, I'm asking that be tabled. We could actually hopefully look at that next week at our special meeting.
Okay.
That's all I have.
For the 22nd.
Correct.
So we're tabling number 2?
Yes, I'm asking that it be tabled. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay.
Mr. Greco, could I get a copy of that before the meeting on the 22nd? I don't believe I have a copy of this one. Ordinance 2503.
Yes, there's gonna be some
Okay.
changes to that, but when those are made, we'll send it out.
To everyone.
Yes.
You just made it helpful because on the question I would ask if I could get it, so that helps.
And I usually send them down
Yeah.
to both Val and Michelle, and I usually ask them to disseminate it.
Okay.
Do we have any citizen comments? No citizen comments? Then we're going to adjourn the regular meeting and we are going to go into executive session. Meeting adjourned at 7:01 and we must ask everyone to leave the quarters so we can have